All right, so we've got David Owasi here, founder of Ace Marketing. David, what's up?
Good to meet you, Mac, and a pleasure to be here. Appreciate it.
Glad to have you here. Listen, David, I'm obsessed with AI. How are you using AI to generate more leads?
Okay, so we got a number of things we do. The lowest hanging fruit right now is we have a free Chrome extension. It's called Outreach Genius. You can find it on the Google Home Store. And basically what it does is on LinkedIn, if you go to any LinkedIn profile, it will scan all the information on that profile, and then it will give you the option to choose what type of message you want to create, whether it's a connection request message, whether it's you want to just make an offer, or you want to follow up, or you want to build rapport. You can also choose the tone of how you want to speak. If you want to be formal, if you want to be more humor, or if you want to be friendly, and the length of the message. And it's going to use all the information about that specific person's profile to create a very personalized message to them, which you can send to them. It's a game changer because now you can create all these personalized messages and use that to generate leads. So we use that in my agency. So that's one of the tools we just released. Go check that out. But at a higher level,
hold on. I want to stick on this for a second because I want to make sure I fully understand, because this is something I'm really interested in, which is using AI to customize messaging at scale. Like, we've all gotten those really generic messages before. How do I customize that based on what this person is interested in, based on their business, their name, age, all that stuff? So this is a Chrome extension. I just add it to my Google Chrome page. And then do I have to go manually to each LinkedIn profile and say, scan this one, scan this one, scan this one? Is there a way to do that automatically? Tell me a little bit more about that process.
So for now, we literally just released this tool like a week ago. So it's still very, very new. So right now it's still very manual, and that's the version 1 of the product. Our goal is just, let's put it out in the public. Let's see how people use it. Let's get some feedback. But ultimately the goal, which we are working in the background right now, we have our engineers working on this, is to automate that process, and not just automate it for LinkedIn, but also automate it for cold email. So that way you can have a LinkedIn profile, use that profile to extract all that personalized juice, if you will, and then send them a LinkedIn message, but also send them a cold email that is personalized to them. And the reason why we're focusing on the cold email part is because there is no cap to how many people you could reach out to, versus LinkedIn, where you have a cap of how many connection requests you can send per week and whatnot. But email, you can just send that to as many people as possible. So yes, we are working on that, but the current version is a lot more simpler. It's going to be based on each account. And the way we've kind of been talking to entrepreneurs to use it, just go hire a VA, give them a whole list of accounts to use, and they can just go to town on it. And because of the customization, it's going to get a lot of result versus the spray approach of the same automated message for everybody, which works as well, but works to a lesser degree.
When it sends the message, so I guess what it does, it'll scan the page. Then I would manually click the message, copy and paste the message that it recommended, and then hit enter? Or is it automatically going to say, scanned it, here's the email, here's the DM? Like, what happens after I've scanned the page?
So when you scan the page and you've picked all the parameters for what you want, like the tone and all of that stuff, all you just click is send, and then it will automatically open up the message box, and all you just have to do is press send. We don't send it automatically because you might want to change something or just make some adjustments. So you still have the option to make this adjustment before you send it, but it's literally a 2-step process. You click generate, send, and then it opens up the message box and pastes that message for you, the copy for you, in the message dialog box, and then you can then either modify it or just send it right away.
And then I'm assuming it's going to get it will get the email automatically from here, from the contact info section of the LinkedIn, or how do I get the email?
So just to clarify, this is only sending messages on DMs on LinkedIn. So the next version of what we're building will do the email part. So we're not quite there yet. It's still on the build, but that one, you'll be able to load a series of LinkedIn profiles, and then you would, for each of those profiles, create an individual sequence of cold email messages, and of course we can extract their email as well, and then we'll be able to send that message. And of course this will also work in tandem with the Ace Revealer, which I'll talk about in a minute, but all of those will work cohesively to create a unique approach to lead generation with AI.
Okay, cool. And so when the next level comes out, and it's tell me a little bit more about what your vision is for that email. Is this going to put it into a CRM, like a customer relationship system, where I have, okay, these are the names of everyone that I've reached out to. Here are their emails. Here's when I last followed up. What's that integration going to look like? Is it going to connect to something like HubSpot via Zapier? what's that integration going to look like, David?
So you would have a simple dashboard where you'd be able to track all of these metrics, but we'll also be building integration with other CRM because most people will have their CRM as well, but it will have its own simple dashboard. But here's how the sequence will look like. You'd be able to load in a CSV file of LinkedIn profiles. Now you can get that LinkedIn profiles from anywhere. It could be from Sales Navigator, it could be from Apollo, or it could be from our own service, which is called the Ace Revealer, which I'll talk about in a minute. And basically, the Ace Revealer will use AI to extract anonymous visitors to your website or your social media profile. And I'll talk about how that works in a minute. But for the sake of this question, it will load your CSV files of LinkedIn profiles into the tool, and then the tool, so basically it can be a SaaS platform, it would identify each of those LinkedIn profiles, extract all of the information, create the sequence of emails for them, and then also in the background, it would like buy domain names for the user. So that way we have 5 or 6 domain names, and then we will have one of those domain names for the user. And then we'll be able to then use that to send out the emails at scale. And then there will be a dashboard that will track all the metrics, how many emails you sent out on each campaign, who's responded, the response rates, if there's a bounce rate, the bounce rate, and all of those metrics. And then you can, of course, track all of those things through the dashboard. But
Right. Well, so I just want to kind of recap what we're looking at here with the LinkedIn tool, the Outreach Genius. Then we can talk about the Ace Reveal. So
correct.
Basically, the way I see it in its current iteration, the Outreach Genius is a way to really empower team members to turn them in from mediocre salespeople to much higher value salespeople that can better qualify people, because now that's kind of a challenge that I found with VAs and assistants, especially from overseas, is they might speak English well, but they're a little awkward when they're typing it. But now by leveraging AI, you're able to empower them to very quickly customize high quality messages to people on LinkedIn. Am I summarizing that well?
Absolutely. And also, personalized piece too, right? It's going to take personalized part of their profile and it's going to word it very, very well. And like someone who is in North America, and I've had to run into that challenge myself too, where you hire someone from Philippines, and I love those guys. They're really amazing, great, lovely people. But sometimes you're trying to talk to a high-powered CEO, Fortune 500 CEO, you really need to be on point with what you're saying and how you're saying it. And sometimes they just can't articulate it, at least not as well as I would. And this tool basically allows for them to not worry about that part. And it's just a matter of click, 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 and they don't even have to think about what they're clicking. That's what the tool does for them.
I like it. it. Empowering people to be much more effective. That's what all of us business owners need to be doing. David, we're going to get into part 2 here, which is we're going to talk about scraping our website. Before we get there, a quick word from our sponsor. Yo, are you interested in business ownership? For many entrepreneurs, the journey starts with non-food franchising. Franchising is simply the better option for many entrepreneurs, and demand is at an all-time high. Lucky for you, John Austinson, founder of Franbridge Consulting, is here to help you today. John and his Franbridge Consulting team are part of the largest brokerage in the US and are constantly vetting the market thoroughly. Franbridge is hands down the premier source for the best opportunities in the non-food franchising world. They will find the best business for you, your personality, and your location, from healthcare to dumpsters, from youth soccer to oil changes, even insulation and windows. And the best part, it's 100% fee-free, no additional costs to you. You may have heard John on Entrepreneurs on Fire. He has served as an Inc. 500 franchisor, a multi-brand franchisee, and in fact, he's one of the top 1% consultants nationwide. Listen, sign up for a free consultation with the CEO, John, today, not his assistant, not his sales team. Sign up for free with John today at franbridgeconsulting.com. That's franbridgeconsulting.com. And guess what? He's even going to send you a copy of his book for free, Non-Food Franchising. For free book. You got to love it. So go to franbridgeconsulting.com right now. All right, let's get into the episode. All right, David, so let's talk. I get all these people going to my website. I don't know who the heck they are. They're not clicking anything. How do I get their info? Save me.
Yeah, so what we're able to do is we're able to install a pixel on your website. So think of pixel like when you are on Facebook ads, Facebook will have a pixel installed on your website. So it's tracking all the people who's coming to your website so you can retarget your ad to them. So we're basically using the same approach. We will install the pixel onto the website, and then we use AI to abstract the information. And we have a whole network of data providers who will help us enhance that information that we get from the website and match it to who is most likely the person that visited your website. So again, it's not.
So where does the AI come into this? I mean, that doesn't seem like that sophisticated. That doesn't seem that crazy to me, right? Like, if I just like basically, I attach the pixel so I know, who they are, what their email is. Like, where does the AI come into place? How does that take it to the next level?
Yeah, so when we get the data, matching the data to all of the information from our network of suppliers is a bit of a messy process. So we use AI to make that process cleaner, faster, and more efficient, and as accurate as possible. Otherwise, it will be a very, very, very messy process of trying to say, okay, we got this user ID or device ID from this individual. Who does that user ID belong to? So when we get the data from our partners, mash all of those up together, AI allows it to be a little bit efficient. Not the biggest use case of AI, to be frank, compared to like ChatGPT, but again, it's just that little small thing that makes our life a little bit easier, more efficient, and more faster. That's
so what does
it
do? What do you do once you have all that data aggregated, cleaned up? What's the next step?
So the data that comes through is your name, the name of the prospects who came to your website, their LinkedIn profile, their email address, their location, what company they work for, the phone numbers of their company, all of those information. We then put that to work. Now, there are lots of ways we can put that to work. We can just do a good old-fashioned email outreach campaign, or we could create a lookalike audience for your Facebook ads. So you're like, hey, Facebook, these are the most likely people who visited my profile on my website. Show my ads to exactly people like this. Or lastly, you can use a platform like Outreach Genius to then go on LinkedIn and say, create a customized email or message for these people based on my offer and send it out to them. Our goal with this next version of Outreach Genius is all of those processes are very intertwined, where you just install the pixel onto your website and you don't even think about anything else in the middle. It just goes automatically into the platform, create all those customized email outreach for all of those people, personalized to them, and then does the same thing for LinkedIn. It's just like a one-step process all in one. So that's kind of like
you got my juices
idea.
Flowing now. That gets me excited. I only have to touch it. I just set this up on my website. Anytime someone connects to my website, you aggregate the data on the back, it finds them on LinkedIn, it creates a custom email, and then sends it out to them. So basically, you can infinitely scale your sales team.
That's the plan and that's the goal. And the beauty here is the personalization piece. So as long as people feel like you're talking just to them, because you're going to be mentioning things like, hey, I saw that you started, your company from your garage. That's very inspiring. It's like, I'm the only one who can have that story. So you got my attention now. And that's the beauty of it. You can scale that, obviously. And the reason why we're focused on email is because we can just do 10,000 of those, 50,000 of those per month without any limits. And that allows you to really scale your sales team, like you've mentioned, which is very exciting.
And frankly, I think that humans are going to become more and more. Right now, I think that the vast majority of people don't even know when they're being spoken to by a robot or a human. They just don't know the difference. A, and B, I think in the future, bold prediction, people are going to rather speak to a robot than a person, because the robot's going to be more accurate. It's going to be more quick. It's going to better process information. I think that's where we're headed. I have this theory that in 10 years, 50% of humans are going to be dating AI or chatbots, but I don't know. We'll see what happens on that end.
Completely agree with you.
What do you think? Is that a reality?
I completely agree with you. In the future, when you go speak to a customer service team and you ask, who am I speaking to? Are you an AI or a real human being? If they say I'm an AI, you're probably like, thank God. Okay, I really want to speak to an AI, not some person who's going to be asking information from their manager. You got everything. You got all the controls. You got all the information for me. You can brainstorm for me in real time. You're not going to be tired or bored of my questions. Like, you're going to listen to me very well. So yes, definitely AI is going to take over a lot of our lives, which is kind of amazing to think about, but also obviously very scary as well, because, where does that empathy really comes into play that you really will need when you go speak to someone and they're like, I'm so sorry to hear about that matter. Would an AI do that? How well would they do that? How genuine would they sound? And that's going to be very interesting to observe.
Super sick, David. Thanks for sharing your program with us. Where's the best place we can find you?
So his website, reveal.com, is where you can learn about the Revealer. By the way, we can also do that for social media accounts as well. So not just your website, we can identify those visitors going to your Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, or LinkedIn profiles. And of course, I'm a prolific content creator. So you can find me, David Owasi, anywhere on YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, or Facebook. I love creating content and talking about AI.
Super sick. Links below. Thanks for being here, David. Listen, y'all, you know what to do. David just gave you the tools. Time to take action. Check out the tool. We'll catch you on the next episode. Thanks for subscribing. Peace.